What's up? This is Alaric from Team Apollo, and today I'll be talking about the book by Stephen Covey, his best-selling book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So it's a Sunday night, it's quite chill, but I thought I would just end this night or this whole weekend with a bang. A book review about Stephen Covey's best-selling book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So I don't have the physical book with me. I read an ebook version. Nowadays I read books in ebook version. Okay, so the first thing he talks in the book is about having principle-centered living. Don't have money-centered living, not family-centered living, not church-centered living, not any centered living, not friend centered, but principle centered, because principles are the things that won't change. Principles are what will stick with you. When you make $1 million, when you lose $1 million, principles are what stick with you. When you have your family members, when you lose your family members, principles are what stick with you. So it's very important to have principle based living, and to make sure that your whole life centers around all these principles, rather than centering your life around family, because families can leave you, or you center your life around friends, friends can leave you. But if you center your life around values, values will always stick with you. That's the main point of the book. So he talks about how you need to have these 7 habits, and how most people who are effective or successful in life, they all have these 7 habits. So the first habit number 1 is be proactive, not reactive. What does this mean? What I got out of this book was I got out of the first habit was to realize I realized that I need to be more proactive in life. I need to take control of my life. Yesterday, Saturday, I just came back from a philosophy meetup. So I went there to do some networking, but because I also love philosophy since young. So the topic was about free will. So there were about 30 of us over there. 4 of them were hard determinists, which means they believe that your fate is determined. There's no free will. That everything is actually just going cause and effect. Then the second book, there was a second group of people. There were about 20 of them who are compatibilists. So they believe that we have free will, but at the same time everything is already predetermined. I and another participant was the only 2 people that believe that there is free will. And the reason why I want to believe that there's free will is because I want to believe that I can actually control my life. I want to believe that I do have some locus of control to how my life is going to be. I can choose to be a millionaire if I want to. I can choose to be a priest if I want to. I can choose to be anything that I want to. And so a lot of them believe that life is already predetermined because the universe. This is the way the universe was created, and and all that. But I would say that that whether that is true or not, having that belief will make us less proactive, because we really feel that our fate is already sealed. I like to believe that I have a certain degree of impact on my future. Yeah, I can't influence everything. I can't decide if the sun is gonna die, if the stars are gonna die. But what I can impact is a slight change in direction in my future. I can decide if I want to impact the world, or be a super evil, be the next Hitler. I can decide something like that. So that's the first habit: be proactive, and realize that we are not reacting to life. Right? If someone slaps you, just before you slap the person back, you have 3 seconds to think, what do you want to do? And in that 3 seconds, if you can control your animal instincts, and appeal to the higher consciousness, and realize that, oh, okay, he's just slapped me, I have 3 seconds to react, what should I do? And pause first, think of a good solution before retaliating. That means you have been proactive, you have not been reacting, you are responding rather than reacting. So that's habit number 1: be proactive, not reactive. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. So it's very important that we have an end in mind. Everyone should have a life mission. Why does every Forbes company or every Fortune 500 company have a mission statement, a vision, and the company values? The reason is because it is written in Stephen Covey's book. He shares that once you have a mission, then only, or everyone in the organization is guided towards that mission. And actually, we ourselves, we are organizations in ourselves. All our cells, all our thoughts, all our actions, all have to be aligned to a mission that we want. And this is when we can be truly focused, because when you are laser focused to one mission, for example, my mission, okay, later I'll share with you my mission, but my mission is to electrify the world. With this mission, all my thoughts, all my feelings, all my actions will be aligned to this mission, and it dictates what I do and what I don't do on a regular basis. So that's begin with the end in mind. Very, very important. Second, the third one is put first things first. So he shares that we need to prioritize. Once you begin with the end in mind, you need to prioritize what helps you get closer to the end in mind and what doesn't. So yeah, nothing is good or bad, but when it comes to what helps you get closer to your goals, there are some things that are better than others, and you need to invest your time wisely. Everything needs to have a return on investment. I mean, I'm not trying to make it so pragmatic, so practical, but that's just life. You have to make the decisions that are practical. Do you want to go out with this friend, or do you want to go out with this friend? Which friend will actually get you closer to your goals? Which friend, let's say if your goal is to impact the world, which friend will you have more of an impact on? Which friend will you be able to add more value to? You have to make choices. If there's the thing is that we have limited time, we have limited resources. If we have unlimited time, of course I want to add value to every single person, but I have a limited time. There's only a certain number of people that I can meet every single day. I only got 24 hours and a certain amount of mental energy. So the third habit is put first things first. Okay, so the first three habits are self habits, so they are interconnected. First you be proactive, then after you begin with the end in mind, and then after that you put first things first. The next three are like synergistic in nature. So the fourth habit is think win-win. So what do I mean by that? Think win-win. Every situation has to be win-win. In fact, the whole economy is created by win-win relationships. Any win-lose relationship will not last for long. If you look at any boy-girl relationship, if one person is winning while the other is losing, the relationship will never last. One person can win more than the other person, but every relationship has to be win-win. The moment someone loses more than the other person, or it's a lose-lose relationship, this relationship will not be sustainable. That's what Stephen Covey says. So that's the fifth. That's the fourth habit. The fifth habit is seek first to understand, then to be understood. So I used to always not follow this habit. What I would do is always keep speaking my mind. Then I realized that Nelson Mandela's father was actually a tribal leader. What made Nelson Mandela such a good leader was because in every tribal meeting he will make sure everyone gets to say what they want to say before he says what he has to say. And at least, even if what he wanted to say was the correct one, if he said first and other people didn't agree, then you know what. But if everyone had their chance to say what they want, and Nelson Mandela's father said whatever he wanted, there's a higher chance that they will accept his idea because they feel understood. So always seek first to understand, then to be understood. Yeah, so there are two parts to that. Seek first to understand. You need to understand first, and second part is seek to be understood. So you need to know how to communicate clearly and all that. So you can read books like How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think that book, I'll be doing another book review on that book. Really changed my life. Yeah, seek first to understand, then to be understood. And even in seeking to understand, there are a few types of listening. He talks about there's proactive, there's like just listening to reply, listening because you really want to listen, empathetic listening, etc., etc. So that's the fifth habit. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. The sixth habit is synergize. So it talks about how there are many types of relationship. Number one, dependent relationships means both parties depend on each other. Without this party will die. Without this party will die. That's dependent relationship. Then there's independent relationship. These two parties can be together by themselves. And then there is codependent relationship, okay? And then there is interdependent relationship, which means this party can survive by himself, this party can survive by himself, but together they create a lot more miracles. That's why it's so important in building a team. It's so important to have a mate or have a boyfriend or girlfriend that is synergistic to you and creates an interdependent relationship. So that's the sixth rule. That's the sixth habit. And the seventh habit is sharpen the saw. So the first three habits deal with personal growth. The next three deal with like communication with people and all that. And the last habit is sharpen the saw. So you need to constantly read books, constantly watch YouTube videos, constantly go for seminars, constantly go for training, constantly have a mentor. All these things to sharpen the saw, because the moment you don't sharpen that saw, the moment you're not growing, you're dying. And that's what Stephen Covey recommends. So yeah, I learned a lot from this book, and yeah, and I live my principles based on this book. In fact, I have my I have a piece of paper printed out over there not every morning, but most mornings I just look and I can remember what the 7 habits are. So this book yeah, I would recommend that you all really read it. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. So this is Alaric from Team Apollo, and I'll see you at the top.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. That don't kill me, can only make